Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta test the audio and everything. Testing, 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 testing. Alright, it sounds decent. It sounds decent. Give me 1 second. I gotta just this. Well, that ain't what I was trying to do. Alright, that's probably better. Alright. Let me send the stream out to a couple people and then we're gonna get started. Alright, let's get started. Let's get started. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Keith, back with another live stream, back with another weekly stock market weekly analysis video. Today is 11/2/2025, so November 2nd, 2025. It's Sunday, of course. We're going into the week of November 3rd through the 7th. Okay, November 3rd through the 7th is this upcoming week. So we can do our analysis for this upcoming week. And yeah, look and see what type of trades we're looking to get into, type of trades we potentially want to see this week. First thing first, before we even get started, I do want to tell y'all we got two things that might be affecting our streams for this week. One, on Monday, November 3rd, I did sign up for Ninja Trader is having a arena competition or something. They already did 2 rounds of it. This is, I think, the third round of trying to get people to be qualifiers. I signed up because it was completely free. If y'all want to sign up, I think you still can sign up. And even if you can't sign up for the one that's doing it tomorrow, you can sign up for the last final one. I think it's like November 17th or something like that, 14th. Um, but yeah, it's 100% completely free. I think 10,000 people per round. You gotta make the top 100, I believe. So yeah, I just jumped into it for fun, to see how we do. This would be the first ever competition I ever jumped into. Other than like Trading View little leap challenge, and I really every time the leap challenge happens is always I'm 2 weeks behind. So this might be the first one, the only one that I actually truly can start at the beginning, and it also ends on November 3rd. So that's another reason why I did it, because it don't take the whole week. So I was like, if I gotta miss 1 day of streaming, it's completely fine, you know. Um, but yeah, I just had to let y'all know that because I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow. But I might not be able to stream because it's through Ninja Trader. And y'all know I said on the stream last time, hey, when I do Ninja Trader, it lags, like it stream lags. I might try my best tonight to see if I can get it to work with the Ninja Trader, but if it's too laggy, I just can't do it. Especially trying to do a competition. So tomorrow we may or may not have video a live stream. I still probably post on like my screenshots if I take a trade on my regular account. Um but I may not even be able to trade my regular account either. just because it's from 8 to 8 p.m. So 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I think. Um, so it's gonna be kind of hard. I got kind of trade for. I ain't gonna say the whole 12 hours, but trade most of the day on that account. But yeah, I just had to let y'all know that. And then Friday, I do think I'm gonna stream, but just in the case of the event that I don't stream Friday, uh, of course Friday, like I told y'all, is November 7th. That is my birthday. I should be streaming on the day, I believe, but in case I don't, y'all just understand. Hey, it's my birthday. I probably just wanted to have some free time. But yeah, those are the only 2 days. So Monday for sure. I think I'm not gonna be able to stream. Uh, but Friday is it's toss up. All right, I just had to say that first so y'all know. But other than that, we should have a normal week, a normal trading, normal streams. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into this weekly analysis, see what we're looking for, and also, hey, what I told y'all last week, we're getting back into our options, getting back into them options trades again this week. So yeah, we're gonna be looking at some option charts also this week. Now, first thing first, y'all know we got to start off with the economic calendar. Now, we got some interesting stuff. If you notice, looking at this calendar, it only shows 3 days. We got Monday, November 3rd, Tuesday, November 4th, and Wednesday, November 5th. We don't have the 6th or the 7th on here. But as y'all know, I told y'all I filter myself to only 3-star news. So the high impact news when it comes to investing.com, I only filter to 3-star news. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are the only days with 3-star news. Thursday and Friday has 2-star news. So that's why I didn't show up on this screenshot. But let's go into this high impact news we got this week, coming into this week. Monday, November 3rd, we got at 8:45 a.m. PMI. Uh, then right after we have at 9 a.m. PMI also coming out. It's the ISM manufacturing PMI, but it's PMI still. Regardless, we got PMI coming out at 8:45 and at 9. Y'all know PMI is a market mover. So be very cautious at this area. Literally right when market open, because market open at 8:30. Be cautious in your trades because one, that's gonna be the first 15-minute candle of the day. Two, we got this PMI at 8:45, and then we getting hit right back with another PMI right at 9 after the first 15 minutes. So a new trader, or even an experienced trader, play your positions light unless you can clear as day see. Even if the news drop, we're going to this spot. That play your positions light. Don't go heavy right here because this is heavy news. This is heavy news right at the gate. Okay, be smart. Be smart with your trades. If anything, I say just let it all go through 9 a.m. and probably don't get in your first trade until 9:15 maybe, or if you get in before market open. But be careful, be cautious, be aware. Hey, we got 3-star news. They're all back to back. Um, we got to be careful because it can bring that volatility. All right. Tuesday, November 4th. We only got one thing in the way, and that's Jolts. Jolts at 9 a.m. That's a nice market mover. We might see a nice spike with it. But it's only, like we said, it's only one thing on that one day. So once 9 come, around 9:15, you should be clear and good to go for the rest of the day. Wednesday. Now Wednesday is where the fun is really coming. Like we getting that volatility, man. Wednesday, 7:15, ADP non-farm uh employment. So we got non-farm at 7:15. If y'all got any prop firm accounts, I think Topstep the only one that don't. I don't know. I can't really look. I gotta go look at Topstep rules, but most uh most prop firms you can't trade non-farm. So more likely don't get in the trade at non-farm because that's extremely volatile. The market will move based on this. Um, at 8 a.m. following non-farm at 7:15. At 8 a.m. we got PMI. Uh, three different PMIs dropping too. at 8 a.m. 8:45 global PMI. 9:30 crude oil. So Wednesday morning is stack, 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 stack. We got a lot of high impact news coming Wednesday morning. Wednesday is definitely um that initial catapult either up or down for this monthly counter of November. Wednesday is definitely a huge day, so be cautious, be aware on Wednesday. Um, that's the heaviest day so far. Monday look heavy, and Wednesday definitely is the heaviest. Tuesday it's just got that minor spike, but then it should be clear sailing. You should be able to start reading the charts after jokes come out. But Wednesday and Monday, definitely be careful on them too. And they both at the open. That's the good thing about it. They both happening no later than 9:30. So once 9:30 hit, you should start being clear sailing after that. All right. So that's the economic calendar. Like we said, Thursday and Friday we don't have any um major impact news. Of course, Friday is closing the week. Y'all know how I tell y'all Fridays like it likes to clean up. It likes to go where it was meant to go for that weekly calendar. So that's the only thing you have to worry about with Friday. It's the ending of the week. All right. Now let's go over the earnings for this week. Let me move this to where y'all can see it a little bit better. Earnings for the week. Get this up here. I think y'all can see it. Let me move it over a bit. Hopefully y'all can see this. All right. All right. Earnings for this week. Monday. Before the open. Uh, honestly, the main thing that I'll be looking for if I'm looking for anything. Uh, really, it ain't nothing that I like on Monday. Not before the opening. Monday before the open, I really don't care for nothing. Now, Monday after the close, Palantir. I definitely would like to look at Palantir. Um, other than that, nothing else either. Palantir, the only thing I'm focusing on Monday if I want to trade some any earnings on Monday. Tuesday, um, before the open. Now that we got some hitters right here. We got Uber. Definitely Uber is a fun one to trade. Shopify, Spotify, um, Pfizer, BP. Uh, I think that's it. I think those are the main ones that I actually traded before, and I like how their charts be. Uber, Shopify, Spotify, Pfizer, and BP. So we got a decent lineup on Tuesday before the open. After the close, we got y'all know this one, AMD. We got AMD. AMD definitely. Oh my freaking goodness, y'all! I forgot all about them. Super Micro. I'm gonna have to go check their charts out. I forgot all about them. I thought they was like completely gone. Like I thought they was kicked off the S&P 500. I mean, yeah, whatever they on QQQ, whatever. I thought they was completely gone. But AMD, I might look at Super Micro now because I didn't even know they still was here. Um, who else? Upstart might be a fun one to check out. Kava definitely, yeah. Kava's a decent one. Anybody that like trading the gas and stuff, they got Marathon. What's that say? Astria Labs. I don't know about that one, but it might be something decent. The main ones we're focusing on Tuesday after close is AMD and probably Super Micro. So Tuesday they got some nice ones on Tuesday. Tuesday is a nice earning day. Wednesday, Wednesday. We got McDonald's. Is it Unity, Humana, Fiverr? Definitely yeah, Fiverr. AES. Yeah, we got a couple of them. It's like sleepers on Wednesday morning. Uh, I'm interested in what McDonald's earnings gonna do. I'm kind of interested in wondering what their earnings gonna look like. I think McDonald's the main one I'll be looking for, and Unity. All right, after the close on Wednesday, we got Robinhood. Y'all know Robinhood is also a fun one to trade. We do like trading on Robinhood. You got AMC. Uh, you can check out Snap, Duolingo. Me personally, I traded Duolingo before, and you have to swing it. Like you gotta buy it 2 weeks out. You can't just do 1 week, I believe, unless they change it. Oh my goodness, I forgot ARM. Yeah, ARM for sure. I didn't even realize it was right in front of me. ARM. We like ARM. Yeah, ARM is probably the best one out of it. ARM and Robinhood. He's the main two. ARM and Robinhood are the main two. Then Snap probably. Yeah, ARM and Robinhood the main two. But Wednesday, nice earnings also. So Tuesday and Wednesday, good earnings coming out. Thursday, we got Celsius. Uh, I think BCE something big, but I don't know exactly what. Uh, really, Celsius is the only name I can recognize, but I don't really care for before the open on Thursday. After after the close Thursday, we got DraftKings. I know a lot of people like trading DraftKings. Um, so I might check DraftKings out. We got Airbnb down here at the bottom. Airbnb, Airbnb, they're good, but it just whenever I traded Airbnb, at least it was like a year ago since I traded Airbnb. Um, they were just too volatile for me, man. But I'm a different trader than I was a year ago, so it might be a lot better now. But they were just too volatile for me, man. Like 1 minute is up, 1 minute is down, 1 minute is up, 1 minute is down. I think that's it. I don't know what this materials is. I don't know about that one. But DraftKings for sure is the big DraftKings and Airbnb is the major names for Thursday. Friday. Really Friday. I see Wendy's, but I'm not. I don't think I'm trading them. Six Flags. I didn't even know they had their own chart. Friday, I ain't really caring too much on Friday, but it's pretty much a decent week for real. Monday we got Plantar, uh, or Palantir. I don't know it's in Plantar. Palantir. That's the main thing. So it's like it's finna get us started with Palantir. Tuesday and Wednesday are definitely the main days for the earnings. Then it just starts dying down slowly after that. Okay? But Tuesday and Wednesday definitely are the main days when it comes to the earnings. Now, after saying all that, let's get into these charts, man. Get into these charts. And this is gonna be kind of a long stream because y'all know, hey, what we just did, we ended the monthly candles. So we gotta start doing our analysis on the monthly since it's a new month. So this stream is gonna be a little bit fairly long. So grab your popcorn, get comfortable, get your drink, and we're gonna get into it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a sip of this water. Okay, let's get into it. And this is my dang YM chart. I don't know if y'all was on the stream last Friday, but I was taking them YM shorts. But man, when I tell y'all we banged it, I was looking to take it straight to this daily fair value gap. I ended up getting stopped out because I moved my stop loss down in the profit. I got stopped out like right here, but we dang near was at our target, man. We dang near at our target. But let's get into these charts. First thing first, y'all know where we're starting off. Good old SPY. First thing first, let's delete. Let's just delete everything. Start fresh. Start fresh. Start off with the monthly. Let's go to this monthly chart, see what it look like. Monthly, monthly, monthly. Of course, it's pretty much the same thing we've been saying for like the past three months now on this channel. On SPY. Last thing's what we did. We made lower low, now we made a higher high. What did that tell us? Market does not have no true structure just yet, but the overall trend is an uptrend. So we still following the bulls. We just following the bulls because we're overall uptrend, but technically, the most recent stuff it did, it made a lower low. See, we took out them lows right here. Lower low, and we took out this low. Lower low, then we made a higher high. That's not a trend. What do uptrend consist of? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Downtrend consists of lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Neither one of them say, oh, we make a higher high and make a lower low, then make a higher high, then make another lower low. That's not a true trend, you know, not a true trend. Same thing for the downtrend. We don't say we make lower low and then make a higher high. Well, it ain't even trying to let me because it can't go. You can't do that. But yeah, so it's not. We want to see a building base. We do want it to be a uptrend because hey, overall it's an uptrend. So we do want to see a higher low come into the mix. A higher low come in the mix to keep us going up and pretty much confirming our uptrend that it want to stay moving up. Okay, but as of now, we're making higher highs. We haven't seen any red monthly candle yet, so we don't got our higher low yet. We don't got a higher low until we get our first red month. So as of now, we gotta just still say, hey, we're still making highs. We're still being bullish. Looking at the previous month, or looking at the month that we just closed out, October, what did we do? We closed past this September month high, which is a good thing. Because what do we see that as? A continuation. Whenever you close above a previous candle high, um, we expected what to keep going higher. Well, that's that continuation. So what are our expectations for this month coming up? One or two things, but our overall for a continuation, what should we expect? We should expect this monthly high to get retested. So we expect October high at 689.70 to come get retested. We want to see when the market comes up here to retest this high, we want to see does it close above to keep going higher? Or does it come up here, retest it, fail to close above, fail to close above, and then eventually leads us to that potential higher low, or even if we go all the way down to make a lower low. So we want to see is it gonna break or reject when it comes to retest it. Now, only thing I gotta say, we gotta keep in mind that this is the monthly. This is the monthly chart. On the monthly chart, it tends to candles don't look as big as they actually are because we're looking at monthly candles. When we switch down to that daily or 1 hour, we're gonna actually see that big old range. So the reason why I'm saying that to y'all is if you notice this previous month we made, we got a wick on the top. What do wicks tell us? When we see a wick, what does that tell us? It's resistance somewhere. It's either resistance or if we see a wick at the bottom, it's support. Me seeing this wick here is telling me, yes, I should be expecting because we closed past the previous month. That's the continuation. I should be expecting this to go up, to retest some highs. But the true highs is this whole range, this whole wick. So this next month can literally very well just retest the bottom of this box and then choose to drop and go short. You see that without ever coming to this ultimate high. So I gotta be careful when it comes to when they finally get in here. I can't automatically assume it's gonna come take this high, because it got a wick on it, got a big wick on it. So this whole area is resistance. This whole area is resistance. So I gotta kind of be careful because we can open up, barely tap into it, reject, and then lead to a downtrend. But that's the only thing. I just want to keep y'all cautious with that. It's a wick on this candle, so it don't necessarily mean it has to truly take this high. It can count this whole area as long as it just tap into this area. Then it did its job. It don't necessarily have to take this high. Even though that's what we look at when we see continuation, we look for it to take the high. But a lot of times that's because our wicks are a lot smaller. Like look how small this wick was. We know, hey, more than likely it ain't enough zone for resistance here, so it's gonna take this high. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take that high. Same thing here. It's really not that much of a zone, so it should take that high. Now this candle down here, it had a bigger wick, so it possibly could have tapped into it and dropped, you know? So that's just something I just wanted to get y'all eyes on and y'all to try to kind of be aware of. Hey, this does have a decent sized wick on it, so it could very well just come into it and drop. But all in all, I'm not trying to confuse you. We closed above this previous candle high, monthly high, so we should expect what? These highs to get retested. You know, see if it wanna keep moving up. Okay. All right, and that's just the monthly. I just had to kind of break that monthly down. Monthly is telling us it's bullish. It's giving us continuation because we closed above the previous month high. So we should continue to stay bullish for now. Okay. Weekly, weekly, weekly. Looking at the weekly chart, what do we see? Now, weekly, we did see a lower low. Of course, we seen lower low, but then what came right after? It's pretty much same as the monthly. We end up making a higher high. So what is that? Not a true trend. Um, we got lower low with a higher high. We want to see base starting to form. We made that higher high. Of course, the overall trend is bullish. So we would like for this to stay bullish. We would like to see a higher low and then make a higher high. Well, one good thing we can say is, hey, we finally made a red candle. So it's telling us we're looking to make some type of low. Either it's going to lead us to a higher low if we can get a green candle and close above this, and push past this previous high of this red candle, or it can lead us to a downtrend, which will ultimately lead us to what? A lower low to start forming downside. So we just know, hey, red candle is going to make some type of low, either a higher low or a lower low. We just got to see what the market does. Um, if you want to be long and be bullish, what you would like to see is the first weekly green candle. Once you get your first weekly green candle, wherever that low is between this red candle and once you got your first green candle, that'll be your stop loss. You targeting them highs to get taken out. If you want to be short, what you would like to see is either get in now and just, you know what I'm saying, see all red weeks until we come take this low out, or you can say, hey, wait on the green, and then if that next one turn red and make a lower low, I can get in them shorts and aim for that low. But as of now, me personally, I'm being bullish. I'm staying bullish until it shows me it's ready to be bearish. Um, yes, you can see, like I said, you can see this as your initial sign to be bearish because it's telling us, hey, we're looking for a low with this red candle. But if I'm looking at this, we just made a higher high, so this potentially can be a higher low. So I'm not too strong on them shorts until I see either market structure shift. So like we see a low, lower high, lower low, then I'll take a short. Or until I see it just straight flush and take these lows out. Okay. Daily, daily, daily. Now this is where we start charting. Daily. What do we see on the daily? Now the daily, we see the same thing kind of with the monthly and weekly. When it comes to the daily on SPY, we see what? Lower low. So let me mark this stuff out for y'all. We see a lower low, higher high. Then we making some type of low. We don't know what this low gonna be. Either this can be a higher low if we come flip green and take the highs, it'll make this into a higher low. Or we can see it what? Lead us to a downtrend and come make lower lows. You see that? If it lead us to a downtrend, it can make lower lows. Alright, but we just know, hey, market is making some type of low. It's making some type of low. Biggest key thing we're focusing on is either A, it comes straight down here and take this last swing low we had out, or B, well actually I'm gonna say that's B. We would want to see a green candle come and then we come back to these highs and retest them highs. And then like I said, B will be we just lead either to a downtrend or we just shoot straight down with all red candles and come take this low. One of the two. But we just know, hey, it's making some type of low. That's the main thing. We know it's making some type of low. We don't know if it's higher low, lower low. We don't know just yet. We got to see that. let the market play out some. Now, charting up, y'all know what the first thing we're going to do. What's our bias? Looking at this overall chart, I am bullish. We making higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher lows. Yes, we made a lower low here, but we made a higher high. So I am bullish. So I'm gonna chart it up just as that, like that, like I said, being bullish. So first thing first, what do we need to mark out is our target. Our first target on spot is 689.70. That's the high. Reason why we mark that out is because what? In the uptrend, what do we gotta continue to do? Make higher highs. So that's the last high we had. We gotta go higher than that. That's why that's my target. Now, next thing is mark out my can't beat / solidify level. Where's that? It's going to be my last swing low, so it's going to be between my old high and my new high. So the lowest point between my old high and my new high is right here, all the way down here. So that's my can't be level. I do not want to see the market go below here to keep my bullish structure. Okay? So we know what now? Our trade must lie in between these two lines. Okay? Next thing we're going to do is mark out any fair value gaps, any regular gaps that is in between these two lines. Alright? So we're going to mark out this gap here. We got that regular gap. We got another regular gap here. Oh, let me press undo. Got another regular gap there. We got another regular gap here. We got a couple of them, y'all. Got a couple of them. Regular gap. Come on, man. Why y'all playing now? I'm trying to drag it over. Regular gap there. Got an actual fair value gap here. I might mark the fair value gap, but they with inside each other. It's alright. They overlapping a little bit. I think is that it? Oh, we got one. We got one more. All the way down here. Alright. Oh, come on now. They messing up my drawings. Don't mess up my drawings, please. Alright. So we got everything marked out. All fair value gaps and our targets are marked out. Now, what do we want to see? Being bullish, we want to see the market break and retest any one of these levels to go long. So break and retest this gap, break and retest of that gap to go long, break and retest of either one of these gaps to go long, or break and retest of this last gap to go long. Okay? That's literally all we're looking for. Just either break and retest. We will, that'll be our A trade. A break and retest is the A trade. The B trade is it just break out. Don't give us the true retest and just shoot straight up. So we could see that also. It can just break out and go straight up. Like how I did here. Broke out and went straight up. We can see that. So that's the B trade though. Just getting in off of a breakout. But that's all we're looking for, y'all. On this daily, we literally just look for a green candle break above our zones, and then possibly retest to go higher. But we can't do nothing until we get our first green candle. Can't take no trade off this daily until we get our first green candle. Okay? Gotta wait on that first green candle. Now dropping down to the hourly, let's see if there's any potential trades you could get in for the long. On the hourly, it did. Did it make a higher high here? Let's see if it made a higher high there. This high is 684.75. Let's see what this high is. 684.80. So it did make a higher high. So this potentially, when we open up, we could see it sitting up here and start making an uptrend. Possibly take longs off of that, but honestly, only way I'm trading is if we are in the uptrend on that 1 hour. If we're not in the uptrend on that 1 hour, I'm not taking the trade. Okay? We only look for bull opportunities, but like I said, it did make a high right there, so you could try to use this as your first base. So if you wanted to use this 1 hour to go long, you can use this as your first base. And then see structure start forming above here. But if it breaks it, of course delete these. And then you gotta just wait. Wait until they switch back bullish on the 1 hour. And then get in the long again. Okay? Alright. So that is SPY. There's SPY. Go to QQQ. Alright, we shouldn't take as long on ES and NQ because we doing SPY and QQQ, so it's gonna be a lot faster starting the other ones up. Alright. So let's remove drawings. First thing first, let's go to the monthly. Monthly pretty much look the same as SPY. Closed past the previous month high. We did leave a little weak, but we expect what? These highs to get retested. Yeah. We got a lower low but a higher high. So pretty much exact same thing as SPY. Drop down to that weekly. Now this is different. Weekly, SPY had a red candle. SPY had a red candle to set up a potential higher low, where QQQ didn't have a red candle. So that is interesting to me. That kind of making me think possibly since SPY had a red candle, we might actually get a red body candle on SPY and might get our first red candle for QQQ on the weekly coming up this week. So be on the lookout for that, man. We might see our first red candle for QQQ and the actual full body red candle for SPY this week. We'll have to see because they're not on Q or not on page exactly right now. All right. And look, even QQQ didn't make a lower low on the weekly, whereas SPY did make that lower low. Yeah, QQQ didn't make a lower low. So QQQ is still it's more still bullish than SPY is right now. Okay, on that weekly. Now daily. On that daily, let's mark out what our target first, which is the high. 637.01 is our first target. Can't be level. Of course, it's the low of this red candle, which is 589.05. Mark out any fair value gaps, regular gaps. I'm gonna mark out this gap here. I skipped one. I gotta go back. Mark out this gap here. Mark out this little baby gap here. Dang, I gotta zoom in a little bit more. Alright, there we go. Mark out this gap here. So we know QQQ had some that was overlapping crazy. There was a couple overlapping crazy. Yeah, we got a couple overlapping on QQQ. We're gonna mark them all out. One right here. Make sure we got everything marked out, man, so it can be easy for us during a week where we don't have to mark it out later. Okay. Alright, I think that's it. I got one right here, but we ain't marking that one out. We ain't gonna mark that one out. It's kind of, I really don't want to mark it out. Let's mark it out, man. I just don't like my charts cluttered, but it's probably important. Alright, so that is QQQ. We got all the fair value gaps and regular gaps marked out on daily. Pretty much same thing I told y'all with SPY. We're looking for that break and retest of any of these gaps, man. Any of these gaps. Break and retest. Really, if you want to take the B trade, you just look for the breakout. So you just look for a green candle. Once it pushes into a gap, a green candle closing above the gap, to go long. as of right now, can't get in on trade until we get what? Our first green candle. Reason why is because what? Two reds telling us market is looking for a low. We don't know how low this low gonna be. So we gotta wait on our first green candle, man. Gotta wait on that first green candle. Same thing with the hourly, like we said with SPY, we only want to trade it when it's being bullish. On QQQ, it's not bullish at all yet. On SPY, we did get that market structure shift to go up, but it's not bullish yet on here. Alright, now let's go chart up ES and NQ. Like I said, this should be a lot easier since we already charted up SPY QQQ. Alright. Well, actually, let me go back to QQQ because I said something that I think was probably wrong. Let me go back. So we made lower low, high. Yeah, technically we did make that high. We did make that high. So on that 1 hour. So that low right there be the start of it. Is it a fair value gap? Yeah, fair value gap here. Fair value gap there. Alright. So this can be your base. If we open up in the morning above, you can possibly see a retest and go higher to here, or it might just open up above and just shoot straight up to that high. So you gotta be careful with it. Now, let's go to ES daily. Let's go to monthly first. Monthly. What do we expect with this monthly? Close above previous month high. That's a continuation. We expect what? It should come retest these highs. Like we said, it is a big wick. So it could just come into the wick and come right back out, and that'll be its job done. But we would like to see it come all the way up to this high. We are expecting it. Okay. Weekly. We potentially could be making our higher low on ES. We can come up here. We can close green. First, we gotta close green. And if we can come take this high, that'll make this a higher low. Okay? And we actually start seeing true base because we got what? Lower low, higher high, potentially higher low, and then higher high to actually confirm that uptrend all the way. Okay? Now, daily. This is where we're supposed to chart. Daily. We know what? Our target is these highs. Okay? Target is the highs. So 69.53.75. Can't be level is 65.40.25. Okay, we'll mark that out. Now mark up any gaps to potentially go long. So we mark out this gap here. Got this gap here. We got this fair value gap here. We got regular gap here. We got another fair value gap here. Let me zoom in. And I think that's it. I think that's it for ES. A lot cleaner than QQQ. A lot cleaner than NQ, I believe, is going to be. Alright. So all we're looking for is what? Break and retest of any of these gaps. Now, we did close in here. So, to me, the retest failed. We need a green candle to close back out. This could be that green candle. Today could be that green candle. Well, basically tomorrow, Monday, could be that green candle. But we gotta wait on that green candle before we ready to start going long. So just because it's green now, don't mean it's gonna be green tomorrow. We needed to close green to tell us, okay, we're done looking for a low. Then this low right here, say if this close green, this low right here will be our stop loss. We'll be targeting what? These highs. Okay? So let's go down to the hour and see what the hour look like. Like it's switching bullish. Well, yeah, it is switching bullish. We got high, low, Potentially gonna make another higher high. Alright. Let's see if that's a gap. Fair value gap or not. Yeah, it is. Mark that out. This hourly fair value gap. Mark out this low. Potentially, we gotta take this high though. We don't take that high, then that ain't no. This ain't solidified down here. We gotta take that high. So we're gonna make it yellow for now. You gotta come take this high here. Okay. At 6,900. Okay. But yeah, you just follow. We only just getting in long, so we only getting in when it's switching bullish, uptrend. Okay. NQ daily, monthly should be the same. Yeah, monthly same target. We closed above previous month high, way past previous month high on here. God dang. Closed past previous month high. I'll probably go just delete these levels here and keep them fair value gaps down there. So what our target is on the monthly is these highs right here. This high here is that true target. You know what? When we go, let's go back to every other one's monthly, and we're gonna put a purple line. Well, actually, we don't even got to, because you know what? The target is them highs on the daily. It's fine. Yeah, we ain't got to put no purple line. Let me go back to NQ. Like I said, target is them highs on the monthly. Okay. We look for that continuation. Weekly. Now, this is interesting. QQQ don't have a lower low, but NQ does have a lower low here. So we got lower low, higher high. We need to start building some base if we can, but if not, if we want to just keep pushing, you can just keep pushing. So that's also what's weird. NQ don't look like QQ. That is kind of weird, but it's understandable because they don't open at the same time. Now, let's drop down to that daily and let's get the chart. Daily. Y'all know what? We're bullish. What we gotta find first, our target. Target is what? These highs. So these highs is our target. 26,399 is our target. Okay? We got our solidified level down here at 24,158.50. Mark out all gaps and fair value gaps. Now, I don't know why the heck. What the world is going on? I'm just trying to drag, bro. Why is it doing? Give me 1 second. Let me unhook the mouse and rehook it. Maybe I will. I'm just trying to drag it over, bro. It's clicking the whole screen. But yeah, mark out any fair value gaps and regular gaps. Believe we got them all already. So what we're expecting? What? Break and read test of any of these. Only way we don't get the break and retest if we just come straight up and take these highs, close above these highs, then we probably want to see the break and retest. Okay, but that's where we're kind of expecting break and retest of these gaps. All right, 1 hour. We want to see uptrend, and we take long. Well, what do we see right now? Uptrend. It already did it. Got that. We got high, low, higher, high. I already made an uptrend. So now this low is solidified down there. Okay. So we want to see market stay above these levels here, these lows here. Okay. Okay. And we just want to trade with the uptrend, alright? Trade with the uptrend to the uptrend break. Then we get out. Now let's jump over to YM. This a new one. Y'all know we ain't been doing the YM. It's a new one now. We started finally charting YM up. YM. We'll go to that monthly real quick. Let's remove everything too. Monthly YM, Did what SPY and QQQ and them did. Close above the previous month high. Continuation. So we should see it coming up to this high and retesting the high. Weekly, it has lower low, then higher high. So it's not a true trend. So they need to find the true trend. Daily. Same thing we got. Daily. Yeah, we got, let's see something. Hold up. High 47,344. What's this high? 47,323. So it did take the high. So solidify level was a lot closer up on YM. Solidify level was here at 46,600. So 46,600. So we gotta find gaps above here. And I see one gap. That's it. It's the only hope and chance. If it don't bounce here, it's probably coming all the way down. No other gaps on the daily. Target, of course, is these highs. So 48,214 is the target. All right, we're just waiting on that first daily green counter. Honestly, this is the only fair value gap we got right now. I mean, it could come down and make other gaps for it to potentially bounce off of, but it's the only one we got right now. Okay. Gold. Now, we ain't going to the hourly on none of these other ones. We just doing straight daily. Gold. What do we see with gold? Let's go. Remove drawing. Jump to that monthly. Monthly for gold. We also closed above the previous month high. But gold, that example I gave y'all at the very beginning was fine when I said the wick was so big that it could just tap into the wick and come down. Gold is even more of that. Look how huge this dang wick is. Huge wick. And it's on the monthly. That's how you know this is crazy. Huge wick. Wick. Technically, we're supposed to what? Expect it to come retest these highs. But this is a huge resistance area. Me personally, I don't really like it. I don't like gold. This is just too risky. Yes, we could see it squeeze and get this big, huge green candle moving up. But it's so risky, man. When I tell y'all, this is risky. What I would say that I would like to do if I wanted to be bullish on gold, I would literally give this month off. November month, I would not touch gold. If we close inside this box, I would take a long to go back to the other side. That's the only way. We gotta close inside the box. Other than that, I'm not messing with it. I'm gonna tell you now. Not messing with gold at all. Okay? I would just let it either close below or close inside the box. But this monthly candle right here today, we're not messing with it. I'm not messing with it. So literally, me personally, I say wait till December to trade gold. Unless somehow it just straight take this high. Or if you're looking to go short, if it just say if it clears this gap down here, then maybe I like it. But other than that, no. Don't really care for it. On the monthly. Weekly. Looking at the weekly though. Weekly, we got higher highs, higher lows, higher low. Okay, that's good. Look like we're making some type of low. But it could potentially be a higher low. We can get our first green week. You could take them loans back up to that high if you want. To potentially be that higher low. I mean, the weekly looking a little better to trade than that monthly. That monthly just look too scary, man. Daily. Now, this daily. We lead it to a downtrend so far. Overall, it's clear as day bullish. But right now, we're literally in a downtrend. We got lower low right here. Lower low. Lower high. Lower low. Potentially lower high if it come down and make this lower low. What you want to see on this daily is market. If you want to be bullish, you want to see market structure shift happen. You want to see instead of it coming to make this lower low, it flip green, make a higher high, close above this high, wait on that next pullback, and get another long. Okay, but you want to see it make a higher high if you want to be bullish. and preferably close past that previous high. Bears, right now the Bears are in control 100%. Bears are in control as of now. Now let's mark out, but overall trend is bullish, so we're gonna mark it out as bullish. Alright, target high. Last solidified level we got all the way down here. Target high is 43.98. Solidified level is 38.42.8. We're gonna mark that out. I just had to tell y'all the numbers in case you was wondering. Now mark out fair value gaps and regular gaps. And really, honestly, yeah, we just mark them all out. Honestly, you only got to mark the ones that's below. If you're trying to take loans, you really ain't got to mark the ones above, but it's still important to mark the ones above because say if your trade just shoot up crazy and you don't know where you should put your stop loss, now you got these boxes to show you, okay, this is where I can hide behind. Okay. So it's fine to mark it above. Okay. I used to say don't mark the ones above because you're kind of limiting your trade, but nah, it ain't really limited. It's in your head. It's kind of limiting because you're gonna instantly think, "Let me get out soon and touch these boxes." But you gotta train your mind to let me see how I react when I get to the boxes, not get out, not instantly think it's gonna reject. But sometimes it breaks through them. It don't necessarily just stop at them fair value gaps and stuff. All right, I think that's all we got in between these two lines. So, uh, like I said, if you want to be bullish, you want to see a green candle come in here. So basically, see it come retest it with a green candle, and then once that high come and close past the high, then I say get in some longs. Okay, probably take the longs up to this daily gap right here, top of the daily gap, and then it probably gonna give you that red candle for the. It might break out and then give you a red candle retest, then go higher. So, but main thing you being bullish, we gotta wait on market shift at this point. We don't even want to get in if it just turned green. We want to actually see it change structure, then get in. Just because we actually truly made a downtrend already. If we didn't truly make a downtrend, like say we just made that lower low, and then it just flipped green here, then yeah, you might want to just get in along. Cause okay, we didn't make a true downtrend. We just made a lower low, but it's still a risk because you just made a lower low. You know what I'm saying? You would preferably want that market shift. All right, now let's go to Meta. Like I said, we going over these stocks because we're trading options this week. We at least gonna take one option trade, at least one. Meta, monthly. We Meta, my goodness. Meta. And I actually was trying to play the shorts on the earnings last week, but I was like, dang, I did not prepare myself to play these trades. Do these options this week. But I actually was gonna take the short after seeing the earnings come out. I was gonna take the short. I was like, bro, it's gonna. Let me see if I can put my drawings back up. I'm gonna show y'all what I was looking at right here. I was like, bro, where them earnings was at? What day was the earnings? It was this day, right? We closed red there, right? Closed below the gap. Let's see. What day though? This is the earnings here. When we broke, that what it was. When we broke this solidified level, that would have made me like it's gonna keep dropping. When we broke this solidified level here at 90, I was like, bro, we clearly can come down to 70. But then we literally opened up underneath it. When we opened up underneath the 70s and still closed red, I was like, bro, I can see us coming down to 40, 40, 60, 40, like 60, 40, 60, 50 for sure, coming back into the gap. So we closed red. Yeah, we did push back out, but honestly, I can see us still dropping. And that I was ready to play them shorts Friday, but I just did. I was a little mad at myself though. 'Cause I was like, man, it honestly was kind of an easy trade though on Friday. Because if you look at it, we made lower low, right? Made that high, made that low, right here. When all these reds and stuff start coming back in the mix right here, Just grab the short, stop loss sitting right there. See that? Stop loss sitting at 680. You would have grabbed your short at like 674. Even if you that's on the low end. You know what I'm saying? 674 on the low end. So you got what, $6 stop loss. But my target, this was my target. I was just looking for it to come back to this gap at first. So you targeting 660, 663. So $10 move drop you looking for, and you only risking what? A dang $5. So it's basically a 1 to 2 risk reward. And then if it closes inside here and keep flushing, of course it's way more than 1 to 2, because now instead of being $20, it's $40 move. You know, but that Friday was went straight down, straight down. Now let's go back to the monthly and stuff. I'm doing all that dang talking on shoulda, coulda, woulda. Monthly. What do we see? See lower low, higher high, low, lower high, lower low. So now it's in a downtrend right here. We're currently in a downtrend right here. Overall, of course, it's an uptrend. So we're gonna mark it as like an uptrend, but right here, downtrend. What happened? Closed below the monthly fair value gap. So that's even more worse. That's even more saying go down. We gonna at least come retest. We'll at least come into this fair value gap here, I believe. But before the end of this month, I expect us to come, unless we somehow squeeze back above this 693 or 690 right there. If we squeeze back above here and close above, then I don't see the retest. But right now, looking at this monthly, we should be coming down here to 640.36. At least 640.36. Okay? So that's what I expect for that monthly. Weekly. In a downtrend also. Okay? In a downtrend also. Now weekly, we do got some gaps right here that it could be bouncing off of. That's still at 640, like we said though. So I'm really expecting it to come to 640. Daily. Now this is where we're gonna start charting. This is where we start charting. Let's mark out. We're gonna chart it like bulls. But hey, I do see these shorts. You know what I'm saying? I do see them shorts. You know what? We might just chart as shorts, honestly. Let's see. I just hate fighting against the overall big trend. Yeah, I'm gonna mark it as bulls still. We're gonna still try to trade it bulls. We're gonna have this. We're gonna have to just kick all the bulls out the way. We're gonna mark it as bullish, but we definitely gonna be possibly taking some short trade. So the high 795, 71 is the main target. Can't be leveled all the way down here at 479.11. Can't be leveled. It's extremely far down. So it can drop pretty nasty on us. Alright. Now, this the thing though. We got so many gaps because this big old range. We got so many gaps. If y'all was looking at my screen last week, what did I do with Meta? I don't even think I marked out the gaps all the way. I just said we just trade structure. So as of right now, it's downtrend. We'll just wait until we see what higher, low. Then we can get in them loans. Other than that, we just gonna mark out the most recent higher lows we had and try to use those as our basis. So the 621 is the last higher low we had. We're gonna use that as our first base. See if the market want to reverse somewhere above there. Okay. Now we do got fair value gaps and everything over here. There's just so many gaps you don't even want to trade it. You mark it out. But you got to. You got to. It's just so many gaps. It just don't look fun to trade, honestly. Don't make it look fun. Let's see. We got a regular gap here. 31. It just really don't make it look fun. It is some nice moves you can get. It literally just make you don't even want to mess with it. And this gap's so small. That's crazy. But even as small as the gap can be, that one pinpoint entry. Okay? And I think we should be seeing another gap. Yeah, we got another gap. I would say we should see some more gaps a little closer to that 640 around this area. So there's one right here. This can be the gap to bounce to. It might be that gap that's gonna make it out. Alright. So we're gonna mark them out. We're looking for break and retest of any one of these gaps to go higher. Okay. If it don't hold this 621 up, then we probably ain't gonna mess with longs at all. Alright. Now let's jump over to CrowdStrike. Monthly for CrowdStrike. Monthly on CrowdStrike. Clear as day, bullish like a mug. We got higher high and higher low and higher high. Man, this thing bullish like a mug. I ain't even gonna lie. This monthly is beautiful. Bullish, bullish, bullish. We expect this high to get retested. Weekly, bullish. It's just bullish all around. Daily. Okay, daily possibly. It say bullish, so I'm liking it along. Let's mark out our levels. What we got? High, right here. It's that solidified level. 521.87 is our solidified level. Mark out any gaps above it. We got one gap, literally. We got our first green candle, so hey, we should be aiming for the high. You literally got in on Friday, aiming for 553. Stop loss is 534.05. Well, actually, stop loss is here. My bad. 532.38. So you're aiming for basically $10 up. Stop loss. It's about $10 down. So it's a 1-to-1 on that daily. But if you use your 1 hour trend with it, you can tighten up that stop loss. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go to that 1 hour and see how we can tighten it up. Alright, boom. So that's the target. 1 hour. Let's see how you can tighten it up. You need to follow the uptrend on the 1 hour. So we got higher high, higher lows, higher high, right there. So last high low we had, all the way over here. Oh dang, you can't even follow. Last high low is all the way over here. So, I mean, you can follow this low here though. This 525, you can mark that out and use that. But that's the inside of the overall trend. That's the thing. I don't really like using stuff that's inside of the overall trend. But if you want to use it, use 525 as that stop instead of that other level. Well, actually, no, it'll be higher than 525. My bad. I'm tripping. It's getting late. It's getting late. Didn't I just tell y'all entering off this green candle? Stop loss would have been up here at 32, right? So that means on that hourly, we need the structures above that. So we got high, low, higher, high. So you'll be sitting behind here. 536. My bad. It's just getting late. That's 536 will be what you be trying to sit behind. And then there's a gap for you. But I personally would be basing off the data, so I would have took that 1-to-1 risk. Just in case this break and we get that retest of the gap. And then it bounce straight up. But I do like the bulls on CrowdStrike. At least to come take these highs out. Okay. Now we're gonna end it here. I'm gonna get into other charts either tomorrow morning or y'all might not see me till tomorrow night. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm gonna end it right here. I'm gonna end it right here because I don't want it to be too long. We in here for an hour, 10 minutes, so that's about that cutoff time for me right now. All right, so I see y'all later this week. Like I said, we might not get no stream tomorrow just because unless it be like real late after the competition. But no morning streaming, at least I don't believe. Unless somehow I can make it not lag. But y'all trade safe out here, trade smart, and put God first.